that depth situation this past season that we saw.
It's all about time, my friend. You got to have time to develop kids, and they're not giving us that anymore. We have kids that are immediately wanting to come into the college football ranks and be ready to play when they're not ready to play. And what's not said, and honestly, I think what Coach Smart could do to help the media presence understand him a little bit better, is they think about it that he's saying that they don't have depth, but it's between the ear depth. And there's a big difference when you're physically gifted and able to go out and smash mouth, but yet you're so confused you don't know where you're at. It doesn't matter how athletic you are, you're going to you're going to hurt your team if you're playing and making poor mistakes in execution standpoint. But that's what we're not seeing anymore, John. We're not seeing a kid come in as a freshman, take his lumps, get bigger, stronger, faster. If he's athletically capable of playing, he comes in as a sophomore. Yep. He's able to start getting some feeler time, maybe some special teams play, maybe a little spot play, sort of like what Chris Cole got this year at linebacker. And then by their junior year, they're a stud. They're playing, they're rotating in, they're getting the opportunity to shine. And then a senior year that puts the bag in their hand for the NFL draft. We don't see that. That does not happen anymore in today's time.
In other words, defining your non-negotiables versus begrudgingly some things that I can bend on.
For me, it's looking at somebody and saying, okay, I can't be non-negotiable on effort, toughness, and these DNA qualities we have. I can't. That's a non-negotiable. You are going to have those things or you're not going to play. But you have to do more to explain to a young man why those values have to happen. I'm trying to speed up a process that you can't speed up. Yep. I feel like I'm going through it every year. I'm like, okay, I've seen this. It takes 2 years for this guy to be completely ready to play. That's toughness, calloused, importance, attention to detail, focus. He can do all that. He can sustain practice. He's strong enough in the weight room. It really takes 2 years for that. We don't have 2 years. So how do you speed that up? Well, you don't. It takes 2 years. So like it's not like a magic growth pill we give them and they just all of a sudden snap out and do it. So you have to be prepared to play with kids that might not be ready.
So what happens is you have 1 year sometimes to develop a kid who you've had no interaction with that could easily at the end of the year say, you know what, I'm out of here. I'm going somewhere else where it's better available for me, and not staying with those consistent factors. And then all of a sudden they're going to a new staff, new program with new rules, with new objectives, with new teaching concepts, new coaching concepts. And to me, that just cannot be a successful recipe for a kid moving in and out. So I'm going to say the answer to your question is time.